Evening, y'all. Chief Prepper here. So, with the world the way it is, all I can say is prep. I mean, all indications are there is a big war coming. Uh, you know, it could be one of those self-perpetuated things because sadly there are people within militaries that, well, we've trained for this for so long. Let's fucking do it. Uh, but those are the ones that you don't want to fucking work for because they don't see right and wrong anymore. The Pontiac has finally sold, and I will spend most of that money Wednesday morning buying a 6x12 enclosed trailer that's a little over a year old in really good shape. It is going to be to haul around a motorcycle or camp in or this or that. So it is what it is. I have set up, scheduled, and canceled, and now I've rescheduled the sale of my Challenger. Good news is I'm going to make a little bit more money. Not much. I've had developments in my life. One of the big ones is my dad is not doing too good, and I don't want to keep him around for his money, but as long as he's around, he brings money to the pot, so to speak. And selling the Challenger and paying off a credit card and hopefully paying off a second big credit card. Basically, that means that me and my wife will not be in the poorhouse after he's gone. Technically, if I get to that point, then I could actually afford to go buy another car that I really love. But it's ironic because sold the Pontiac, which was turnkey. It was get in and drive, do whatever. Selling the Challenger tomorrow between 2 and 5. Also turnkey. My 1-ton dually is in the shop. It's not acting right. I thought I had it fixed, and when I got in it today, it acted like the same problem that it had before, which wound up being a battery. I broke 2 starter solenoids. And the starter solenoid may fix it, but I don't think it will, because it's doing the same thing on the new starter solenoid that it was doing on the old starter solenoid, which indicates it's a battery, but the battery is brand new. So my mechanic is going to change out the solenoid and put a new starter on it to see if that's the problem as well. We will see. So gone from 7 vehicles down to 5. 2 of those vehicles are antiques. One's a 72 and one's a 68. The 68 will start, or it did start. I don't know if it will anymore. And then but I have basically all the parts on hand to put it back together and make it run, and I hope to do so. I don't know if I'll get it done this week. There's a lot of shit going on. And then I have my 96 1-ton. And then I will be driving it was supposed to be my wife's, but my wife loves her Jeep, so she's still driving it. But I bought a 4Runner for her, a used one, and now I'm driving it. So it is what it is. It's just one of those things. What else? There are a lot of information and indications out there that food is going to become a problem. However, even when it was a problem during COVID, we just lived with less. And Americans are spoiled. We're used to having whatever we want if we have the money to buy it. And that's it's no longer the case. Food recalls everywhere. We got a beef stock problem, and some of you are going to be like, well, we have the same amount of cows as we did in the late 60s, early 70s, with triple the amount of population. So that's going to create a supply and demand problem for beef. So one of the things that we need to do as people is we need to move from the cities, move back out to the countries, and live a different lifestyle than many people are accustomed to in the city. And I think, based on the information that I know about, I think Greece went through this. People just left the cities. They slept in barns for farmers and ranchers. They worked Monday through Sunday, sun up to sundown, because they needed food. And I think there's a good chance that will return. Now, there are cogs in that wheel and that plan, and one of them is we have foreign countries that own portions of our farming and ranching. And China owns Smithfield Farms, which is a pork producer. So I think in the end it's going to be hard to fight it. And if you have anything, you're going to have to be able to protect it. So I hope you've invested in that kind of stuff already. And of course, same shit, backup power. You know, be able to power the shit that's important to you. You realize you may drop down to one room. You may have to live in one room with air conditioning and heating year round. If you're running off of backup power, you may only have power for, like, if it goes down in say 2 weeks. Trump's fucking around with Russia, so 2 weeks, or in August. In Texas, it's hot till almost the end of fucking October. So you're gonna burn up a lot of fuel trying to have some comfort level. Now, when I was in Iraq, we lived with the heat during the day, and then at night, almost everyone had air conditioning to sleep in. But some of the lower enlisted didn't have it. So they would come to work, and if they weren't working, they'd fall asleep sitting in a chair over a workbench. So one other thing, I've talked about whore baths and going without baths. If you want an idea of how ugly it's going to be, it's the middle of summer. I'm going to say this. You don't even have to go out and do arduous, hard labor and get all sweaty. Just go 3 weeks without a shower. Go a week without a shower. And see what that's like, because it's a different life. If you do the 3 weeks, then you're allowed a whore bath every 4 to 7 days. And you would be amazed at how much better you feel after just doing that. But, do your research on how to do that. It's face, feet, pits, groin, and then wash everything else if you have enough water, like silver. Just a wet cloth and wiping yourself down will make yourself feel a lot better. But we have a water problem in Texas. We're flooding, but we got a water problem. We're still got drought issues here in San Antonio. Saw a news meeting. Apparently San Antonio is getting 2,500 people a day moving to town. So I do think a digital currency is going to come. I think they're going to stonewall on the Epstein list until after the 2028 or 2026 elections. And then after that, it won't matter. Because the Republicans know that they need to hold the House and the Senate. And if they don't, then Trump's basically a lame duck president at that point. His ability to get anything, push anything through will be over. just keep your thumb on the pulse. There's been multiple mass shooting events across the U.S. You got stabbing events. You got basically bad shit happening everywhere in places that you wouldn't typically have it happen. So Patera did a video, "You're not safe anywhere." She was in a food court in a mall, and something happened. So as Pinball always says, make sure you carry your little friend. So anyway, this has gone on for a bit. Make sure you're working out. Being physically fit will make the world of difference. The world of difference in your ability to cope with stuff. If you're more physically fit, it's easier to deal with the mental, and then you can focus on stuff and do stuff. You know, hired help came over. Juan basically got the roof extension framework in place, screwed in. It's got to be tweaked, got to be worked on some more, got to be actually set in place and be ready to run the crossboards, and then ultimately reskin it and then put in the gutter system for a rain catchment. It's going to be 21 by 26 feet, so it'll catch a lot of water. So if you're not, or if you have it but you can, invest in overhead cover that you can harvest rain from. Water is life and death. We're fighting with the garden right now. It's overgrown. I weed whacked it, beat it down. I didn't get in there with a pickaxe. I need to do that. My new dog hates pepper plants. Jalapenos for all intents and purposes. She doesn't attack the fucking bell pepper plant in the front yard, but she killed 2 plants in the backyard. I don't know if it's because she was pissed off at me or if she just doesn't like jalapeno plants. They didn't have any peppers on them, so. Lemon and lime trees would have had a bumper crop, but the goddamn rats got to it. I'm battling rats still. I got 2 tonight. Killed an opossum. I would have left it alone. I don't like it, but because they are actually good animals to have around, but they also like to eat chickens. Can't have that. So anyway, be careful. Keep your head on a swivel. Carry your go bag. Carry your tool. You know, be prepared to walk home if you need to. You know, make sure you know how to get home from wherever you're at, and then, you know, do what you're gonna do. Information is knowledge and power. Live a little purple lot, share love. Chief Pepper out.